Okay, we are now going to discuss about trusses. Still under physics static equilibrium. The first method that we're going to discuss is about method of joints. Okay, we talk about trusses now. Ano nga ba yung mga trusses? A framework composed of members joined at their ends to form a rigid structure. So yun daw mga members na yan ay pin-connected lahat. Dito sa mga joints na yan, consideration daw dyan, pin connection. Okay? So yan daw yung mga trusses. At alam naman natin kapag pin-connected, dalawa lang yung ino-offer niyang reaction. Isang vertical at isang horizontal reaction lang. Wala siyang moment. Kung makikita natin dito, this is an example of truss. Ngayon, dalawang bagay ang kadalasan pinaggagamitan ng truss. Una sa mga bridges. Ayan, kung makikita natin yung mga ganito, ang tawag daw dyan, Pratt truss. Ito raw yung mga commonly used trusses sa mga bridge. Ito naman yung hoe truss. Tapos meron tayong Warren truss. Ito yung common sa mga bridge. K-truss. Tapos Baltimore. Pagdating naman natin sa mga rope trusses, meron tayong mga commonly used rope trusses, which is the Fink truss. Ito itsura nun. Pratt truss. So, ganito naman itsura nun. Warren truss and hoe rope truss. Yan yung mga itsura naman sa mga common trusses natin. Ano raw yung mga features or kadalasan na features ng mga trusses? There are structural members commonly used are I-beams, channels, and angles. Tapos, ideal truss members are fastened together at their ends by pin connections. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Although sa actual, ginagawa natin dyan lalo na sa panahon ngayon, welded or riveted connection. Pero kadalasan ngayon, welded na. Pero sa ideal or sa computation, we also compute that as pin connected. All external forces are applied at the pin connection joint as shown. For a large truss, a roller rocker or some kind of slip joint is used at one of the supports to provide for expansion and contraction due to temperature changes and for deformation for applied loads. Dalawa raw yung method ng analysis ng truss. Una, yung method of joints, yun yung pag-aaralan natin dito sa video ito. Tapos susunod na video, magbibigay tayong example sa method of section. For example, we have this truss, which is A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, and we have a load L. Yung joint method, paano daw natin ginagawa yun? This method for finding the forces in the members of truss consists of satisfying the conditions of equilibrium for the forces acting on the connecting pin on each joint. The method therefore deals with the equilibrium of concurrent forces. So, ang mga forces na nag-act sa truss ay concurrent kasi they meet at one single joint. Katulad nito, concurrent yung AF, BF, tsaka FE. So, summation of forces at X is equal to 0 and summation of forces at Y is also equal to 0. We can apply this condition of equilibrium to solve for the members, okay? The forces at the members. Ano yung unang step natin? Draw the free body diagram for the truss. Then calculate reactions R1 and R2. Use summation of moments at A so you can get the reaction at D, and summation of moment at D, you can get the reaction of A. And then you can also use summation of forces at Y for the whole truss. Ngayon, kadalasan ng truss ay simply supported. Ano ibig sabihin ng simply supported? Meron tayong isang roller at isang hinge. Ang roller, ang kanyang reaction na ino-offer ay always away from the surface, vertical lang. Kung naka-vertical itong surface na to, edi upward lang. Ito namang hinge will be giving two reaction which is horizontal and vertical. Ito sabi sa atin, tension force such as AB will be indicated by an arrow away from the pin. Kapag daw yung mga tension force, ay lalagyan daw natin ng arrow, Halimbawa, ito raw tension force ito. Kunwari lang, lalagay natin arrow away from this joint, if that is tension. At tandaan nyo, kapag tension itong member na to, tension din siya doon sa kabila. Hindi po pwede mangyaring tension to rito tapos compression sa kabila. No? So if the member is tension, it is tension all throughout. So yan daw yung ating susunod na gagawin. O yun daw namang mga compression force such as AF. Halimbawa, ano ba yung AF natin to? Ayun. Kung yung AF daw ay compression, that is towards the pin. Yun yung sinasabi. Kung compression to, di towards the pin, parehas. Okay, pangatlo, draw the free body diagram for each joint. O kagaya ng ginagawa dito, dinodraw niya yung mga free body diagram at each joint. Katulad dito, joint A, anong makikita natin? Makikita natin yung AB, AF, and reaction. Ngayon, it is just okay to assume kung saan yung direction natin. Magmamanifest naman yan kapag lumabas sa computation natin negative, ibig sabihin yung assumption mo ng direction, mali, kailangan mong baliktarin. So, halimbawa, dito, kunwari, naging negative, buburahin mo yan, sa halip na compression, gagawin mo ngayong tension, pag ganyan, away from the pin. Malalaman mo yan doon sa computation mo kapag sa reaction mo, nag-negative. Pagka sa computation mo, nag-negative yung isang member, yung assumption ay mali. Ngayon, ang ginagawa ng iba, ito personal tip ko sa inyo, no, kasi iba-iba tayo ng paraan ng pagsosolve kung saan kayo madalian. Papakita ko sa inyong lahat kung saan kayo madadalian. Ang ginagawa ng iba, lahat ito, halimbawa ito, nilalagyan nyo na kaagad ng predetermined na or assumption na, isa-isa. At ginagawa niya lahat yan, tension. May makikita kayong book na gano'n ng kanyang instruction, gawing tension lahat, ibig sabihin, away from the pin, lahat assumption na ganyan, away from the pin, and then tsaka na lang aayusin kapag nag-negative. Isang bagay yan, pero nakakalito yan para sa akin. Ang gawin na lang natin, pinakamadali, huwag mo na munang pakialaman yan. Pagkatapos, mas mabuti pang mag-drawing ka ng mga ganito. Isa-isa. Halimbawa, joint A, ito yun. Ngayon, dyan pa lang, malalaman mo na kung tension or compression. Paglipat mo dito sa joint F, i-drawing mo na yung tama. And then, tsaka mo na lang pagbubuuin. May ibang libro kasi agad-agad sasabihin, burahin mo to, putulin mo lahat yan, tapos mag-assume ka na ng direction. Isang paraan yun, pero depende rin, depende rin sa gagawa. So, yan yung ating key takeaways yan. And then we begin the analysis with any point where at least one known load exists, where not more than two unknown forces are present. Ayon, bakit? Ang tindi na itong sinasabi nito, Why? So, dalawang equation lang yung available natin meron. Kung magiging tatlo yung unknown, baka hindi kayanin, Hindi kayanin ng ating available equation, magiging indeterminate, Now, apply the equilibrium for each joint, summation of forces at X and summation of forces at Y, and equate both of them to 0. So, ito yun. And then, solve equations of equilibrium to get the unknowns. Ayan. Isa-isa natin solve summation of forces. Then, pagkatapos, pag may nasolve ka, itatransfer mo yun dun sa kabila. So, actually, ito yung paborito ng mga estudyante pagdating sa statics. Ito yung mga kauna-unahang topic na dinidiscuss pagdating sa statics. Now, it is often convenient to indicate the tension T and compression C of the various members. Kapag daw natagpuan natin na isang member ay under tension, lagay daw natin sa sagot tension para hindi magulo, Tapos lagay natin compression para maging reference natin siya sa susunod na joint. Sometimes we cannot initially assign the correct direction of one or both of the unknown forces. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kapag naglagay ka ng assumption at hindi tama yung assumption mo, a negative computed force value indicates that the initially assumed direction is incorrect. Wala namang problema yon. The magnitude is correct but the direction is the opposite. So kung i-assign mo siya as compression at nag-negative siya, gagawin mo lang tension, ano? Okay. Now here, when two collinear members are under compression, as indicated in this figure, ito yung figure natin. Kung makikita nyo, compression dito, ano ang tendency niyan? Magbabuckle. Ano ba yung buckling? Yun yung magbe-bend under pressure. So parang mabibilog siya, mag-bend siya. Okay. It is necessary to add a third member, itong member na to maintain alignment of the two members and prevent buckling. Ayun, yung sinasabi ko kanina. The third member will prevent the buckling. We see from a force summation in the y direction that the force F3 in the third member must be 0. And from the x direction, F1 is equal to F2. So yung F1 is equal to F2. Ngayon, itong F3, third member must be 0 from the x direction. If an internal force with a component in the y direction were applied to a joint, then F3 would no longer be 0. Okay. So yan yung mga key takeaways natin. Mamaya sa ating pag-aaral, malalaman natin yan as we go along. Okay, we have this sample problem. Compute the force in each member of the loaded cantilever truss by the method of joints. So ito yung truss na binigay sa atin. Tapos ang support niya nandito, no? So dito meron siyang support at dito meron din siyang support, no? So pag-aaralan natin kung paano natin solve dyan mamaya using free body diagram. Ngayon, ano ang key takeaways natin dito? Tandaan mo ito 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters. So kapag ka 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters siya, anong tawag sa kanya? Ang tawag sa kanya equilateral triangle. So kapag ka equilateral yung triangle, edi yung angle niya riyan equal din, ano? Equiangular din. So ano yung mangyayari sa angle niya dito? So tandaan natin sa trigonometry, the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is equal to what? 180. Kung pare-parehas yan, 180 divided by 3, ang mangyayari sa atin, ito pala ay 60 degrees. So, kung 60 degrees to, pag pinroject natin tong diretsong ganyan, so this will also be 60 degrees. Pero ang sabi sa atin, ito daw ay 90 perpendicular. So perpendicular to 90 yan. Kaya pag nagkaroon tayo ng projection dito na ito ay magiging yan. Ito raw ay magiging 60 degrees. So sige, tingnan natin ano. Lahat siya rito ay equiangular angle. So this is 60, this one is 60, this is 60, this is 60, everything is 60. Nag-draw tayo dito ng free body diagram. So, ang ginawa lang naman natin doon, kinuha natin yung global equilibrium or global forces in equilibrium. Ano ibig sabihin ng global equilibrium? Yun yung mga forces na nakaka-affect sa buong, kaya global, sa buong truss muna. So, ito lang muna nilagay natin, itong force na to, downward, which is 30, 20, at alam naman natin na sa pin or sa hinge, dalawa yung ino-offer niya reaction, isang vertical, E sub Y, and E sub X. Tapos, tawagin na lang natin to na tension. Okay? T, yung reaction niya dito, T. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na ito ay 60, yun ay magiging 30 degrees. So now we are ready to get the reactions. Ano ba yung kukunin natin na reactions? So ito yung reactions dito at saka itong T. Kunin natin yung E sub X, E sub Y at saka yung tension. So let us try to do that. Solving for the reactions. Summation of moments at point E is equal to 0, clockwise positive. So this one is clockwise positive. We are summing up moments at E and we equate that to 0. What are we going to see? we are going to see this 20 and 30 on a counterclockwise, and this t will be in a clockwise direction. So let us try to do that. T multiplied by 5. Okay. Etong tiraw na ito, i-multiply natin dito sa 5. Bakit 5? Kasi yan na nga yung perpendicular niya from the axis of rotation to the line of action. Okay? Otherwise, iti-t sub x mo pa yan at iti-t sub y mo pa yan. So, t multiplied by 5, given na yung perpendicular distance, that will be positive kasi it will make a clockwise moment. O pagkatapos, we are summing up moments here. It will be negative 30 counterclockwise, negative 30 times 10, which is the lever arm or yung perpendicular distance. And then minus 20 negative kasi nga counterclockwise times 5 is equal to 0. So therefore, we transpose everything to the other side of the equation. It becomes positive 300 plus 100 divided by 5. That is equal to 80. 80 kilonewton yung ating reaction or yung ating reaction sa T dito, yung tension. Okay, next. If we want to get this one, we simply sum up forces vertical and we can get E sub y. If we want to get E sub x, sum up forces horizontal and we can get E sub x. Let us try to do that. Summation of forces at x is equal to 0, to the right positive. What are the forces acting to the right? So, yung forces acting to the right, itong ting ito magkakaroon ng T sub x and T sub y. E di yung T cosine 30, saan ang galing yun? Ipakita natin na yan ay magkakaroon ng T sub x, yan, T sub x, at ito ay meron ding T sub y, pataas. Teka ha. Okay, burahin natin. We will have here pataas na T sub y. O kunwari pataas na lang yan ha. Yan. That's for representation. Therefore, T cosine of 30, bakit cosine? Kasi nga, adjacent siya do sa 30. T sub x yun. What will be the direction? To the right. So, this positive minus, ito yung E sub x is equal to 0. So, ano ba yung T cosine ng 30? 80 cosine 30 is equal to 69.2820 kilonewton. Anong ibig sabihin? E sub x is to the left. O ngayon, ito na yung sinasabi ko. Nag-positive to, assumption mo to the left to. So, ito pala ay to the left talaga. Kung lumabas to ng negative at in-assume mo yan na to the left, kailangan mong baguhin yan dahil mali yung assumption mo, siya pala ay to the right. Okay, sana maliwanag yun. Now, we want to solve for E sub y. Summation of forces at y is equal to 0, upward positive. E sub y minus 30 minus 20 minus 80 sine of 30 is equal to 0. Therefore, E sub y is equal to 10 kilonewton upward. Okay, after getting the reaction, we are now going to proceed with the method of joints. And we are going to choose a joint. Ang napili ko is joint A. Bakit joint A? Dalawa lang yung forces or tatlo lang yung forces na nag-a-act sa joint A. Yung isa ay known pa, yun yung load. So, dalawang member at isang force, we can easily solve for the members. Tandaan lang natin, itong AB ito, inclined force yan, we can resolve that into its components, which is ABY, ito yon, and ABY, and magkakaroon tayo ng ABX dito naman. So, this one is ABX. Okay, therefore, we are now ready to solve for the problem. Summation of forces at y is equal to 0 upward to be positive. What are the forces acting upward? So we can see ABY. But what is ABY? AB sine of theta, because that is opposite of this angle. So AB sine of 60 minus 30, and that will be equal to 0. AB sine 60 minus 30 is equal to 0. Now computing values, we have 34.6410. Tension, bakit tension? Because we have assumed that this to be tension. So yun lang ang lagi natin tatandaan, na kapag tension na ang isang member, kahit doon sa kabilang joint, magiging tension na rin siya. No? So for example, this AB, we have proven this to be in tension. Pagdating niya doon sa kabila, sa B, dapat ang assumption mo, tension siya para hindi ka na magkamali. Okay. Now, we sum up forces at X and equate that to 0. What are the forces acting to the right? To the right will be positive, therefore AB cosine. AB cosine of 60 minus AC. Therefore, summation of forces at X is equal to 0. To the right positive, we have AB cosine 60 minus AC is equal to 0. Therefore, AC is equal to 34.6410. Saan ang galing yun? That is AB. Nakuha na natin yung AB, pinasok natin dito, and then cosine 60. Therefore, ang sagot daw natin is AC 17.3205. And that will be in compression. Pag compression kasi towards the joint. Kapag ka-tension, away from the joint. Tatlong ulit na po yan. Ano? Compression is toward the joint. Tension is away from the joint. Positive siya, so tama yung assumption natin na compression siya. Kung compression siya dito, mamaya dito sa C, i-assume na rin natin na compression siya. No? Next, lipat na tayo ng joint. So, we go to joint B, dito sa parting itaas nito. Ayan. At nagkaroon tayo ng free body diagram. Ito nakita natin. Nakita natin ito, AB. Ayan. Yung AB natin, tension siya, di ba? Dapat ngayon, dito yung AB, i-assume na natin na tension siya away from this joint. Kasi hindi po pwede natin i-assume na compression siyang pataas na ganun. Mali na naman yung magiging assumption natin. Napatunayan na nga natin dito na tension nga siya, no? And then, let us assume BD to be tension at yung BC compression towards the joint. So these two are all assumption, but this one we are very definite on this one. Therefore, we sum up forces and say at joint B, summation of forces at Y is equal to 0 upward to be positive. Ang meron tayo will be BC, etong BC to, this BC sub Y. But what is BC sub Y? That is BC sine 60 minus AB sine 60. O, yung mga Y component niya, puro sine, ano? Kasi given sa atin ay yung X, ano? Therefore, BC sine 60 minus AB sine 60 is equal to 0. We have these values here. BC sine 60 minus 34.6. Saan ang galing ang 34.6 na yan? Ito yun. 34.6410 sine 60. Yun yung AB, ano? Ito, nilagay doon. And then, we'll have BC to be 34.641 kilonewton. So, positive po ito, positive. Kung ito ay positive, ang assumption natin ay compression, therefore, compression nga yung BC. Okay, and then we sum up forces at X and equate that to 0. To the right, positive. So, we are summing up forces, ano? Sa X. Ano yung puwersang mga nakikita natin? BD. Tapos, of course, itong BC, cosine 60, tsaka yung AB cosine 60 parehong papunta sa kaliwa. So, BD minus BC cosine 60 minus AB cosine 60. So, let us do that. BD minus AB cosine 60 minus BC cosine 60 is equal to 0. Therefore, BD minus 34.641 cosine 60 minus 34.641 cosine 60. These are both negative. Therefore, if we transpose that to the other side, that becomes positive. Cosine 60 is 1 half. So, 1 half ng 34.64 tsaka 1 half ng 34.641. Negative yon, that will be 34.641. Transpose to the other side of the equation, that becomes positive. Ngayon, ano yung BD natin? Ang assumption natin sa BD is tension. Therefore, BD is in tension. Okay, we will now proceed to another joint, which is joint C. Sa joint C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forces ang nandiyan, ano? At yung tatlo sa mga forces na nandyan ay known na natin. Yung isa given, ito ay given, ito ay na-solve na natin. Tama na yung mga direction niya. So we will assume CD to be tension and CE to be compression. And we sum up forces vertical to solve for CD, sum up forces horizontal to solve for CE. Let us do that. So at joint C, summation of forces at Y is equal to 0, upward positive. Tandaan mo kung current forces naman yan, no? Kung current siya sa C. Therefore, what are the forces acting upward? Isa lang yung force na nag-act upward. That will be CD sine 60. O tapos minus BC sine 60 minus 20. Okay, ito yung 20 yun. Therefore, CD sine 60 minus 34.641 sine 60 minus 20, ang kwentada raw dyan ay 57.7350 kN. Ngayon, lumabas na positive itong ating sagot. Therefore, yung assumption natin na tension siya is correct. Ano? Ngayon, kapag ka-tension siya dito, tension na rin siya sa kabila. So, paulit-ulit tayo doon. Ano? If your answer becomes positive, your assumption is correct, no need to reverse the sign or no need to reverse the direction. Okay, we solve for CE now. Summation of forces at X is equal to 0, to the right positive. Therefore, we have, what are the forces acting to the right? There are actually 3 forces acting to the right. AC, BC cosine 60, and CD cosine 60 are all acting to the right. Kalaban niya itong si CE acting to the left. Therefore, we have negative CE plus AC plus BC cosine 60 plus CD cosine 60 is equal to 0. Rearranging things, we have CE minus 17.3205 minus 34.641 cosine 60 minus 57.7350 cosine 60 is equal to 0. And computing values, we got CE as 63.5085 kilonewton. We assume that CE is towards the joint or compression. Therefore, compression yung ating CE. Okay, we go now to another joint, which is the last joint. Sa last joint E, kung mapapansin mo sa joint E, wala na tayong unknown kung hindi isa na lang, ano? Itong DE na lang. Kasi yung CE naman, nakita natin dito, compression siya. Therefore, i-assume natin na compression pa rin siya pagdating sa joint E. Once compression, always compression. Once tension, always tension. Ano? Yan po yung kasabihan natin dyan. Huwag mong i-assume dito na palayo yan dahil napatunayan mo na naman ito na papunta sa pin. So, this is a compression member kung tawagin natin. Therefore, we sum up forces vertical. Yun na lang ang makikita natin. Let us do that. At joints E, summation of forces at y is equal to 0 upward positive, we've got negative dE sine 60, that is d sub ey. Okay, sine dahil opposite that angle, plus 10. Bakit plus 10? That is upward. Therefore, na-compute natin siya na that will be positive 11.5470 kilonewton, at yung assumption natin tama na naman na siya ay pababa. So, compression going toward the. Ngayon, ito naman, moot and academic na, yung huli, kailangan summation of forces at horizontal must be 0. Moot and academic, therefore, summation of forces at x is equal to 0 to the right positive. We have 11.5470 cosine 60 plus 60. Okay, ito yung 16 yon. Tapos minus 69.2820, and that will give you 0. So yan, ganyan, na-solve na po natin yung ating method of joint. We have computed for all the members. Ganun lang, magsisimula tayo sa joint kung saan dalawa lang yung unknown. Pagkatapos i-transfer natin yung joint analysis natin, ma-resolve natin yung mga members. Lagi lang natin tatandaan na dalawa lang ang gagamitin natin dito, summation of forces at x and summation of forces of y. Yung summation of moments, doon lang natin gagamitin kapag kumukuha tayo ng reaction sa global equilibrium noong trusses. Kadalasan po ng trusses, simply supported, isang roller at isang hinge sa magkabilang dulo. So, yun po yung mga key takeaways natin. At kapag given yung mga angles, edi madali natin masosolve. Kung kagaya dito, equilateral triangle, alam natin na 60 degrees yung angle. So, kailangan natin dito ng solid knowledge sa geometry, trigonometry, physics na rin, ano? So, these are the key takeaways, and see you next video. Ang ipapakita naman natin doon ay yung method of sections. So for now, goodbye and God bless us all. Now for your practice and exercise, kindly consider the truss given below and determine the force in each member of the loaded truss.